There's plenty of room for activities in here. I can throw a water bottle in here. I can throw some snacks in here. You can be as big back as you want to be in this saddle. You know, I've been with the Tethrd Ultralock for some time. It stretches, it cups nice and well. If you got a little bit more weight to put in the saddle, if you don't skip leg day, that's been money. I've been setting dark to dark from can't see to can't see. And then I heard they have another saddle out that's supposed to be even more comfortable. So I want to try it out, right? So I have the Tethrd 2-panel, the Carnivore. I thought it would be a good opportunity for those new folks out there who want to learn how to saddle hunt. And now they just get a fresh box with a saddle in it and a whole bunch of accessories, and they don't know how to attach it in a way that really makes sense. There's 30,000 videos out there on how people attach it. Let me show you from a guy who gets to hunt all year round, because there is no off season in Hawaii, how I can get in the woods quietly. All I have to do is pay attention to not stepping on sticks and to not spooking deer. Before we get into it, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss a single upload. Also, if you want to support me, link to the merchandise is down below in the description. I got hats for sale. Go ahead and get you about 30 of them minimum. Let's go. All right, so the first thing I like to do is get my lineman's belt on. So I'm gonna talk you through how I get my lineman's to look like this. It's hard mounted and fixed. There's not a carabiner on this side because I don't like to take my lineman's on and off. For one, the ropes that they have out now is light enough. You're not gonna really feel the sag on your saddle. Back in the day when you used to have to use those super thick ropes, maybe you could make the case for taking it on and off. Me and my brain, for one, it's not annoying to have it hanging on the side. And two, if I have a carabiner over here, so I can take this on and off, that's one more thing to make noise. Now, remember, I am talking to new guys. There's a bunch of ways you can skin this cat, but in my mind, yes, you can probably make it in with the quiet carabiner here. You could probably put enough camo foam tape on here. But at a certain point in time, you start thinking too much about moving perfectly to not make a noise or a ding, and it takes you out of the hunt mode. When I'm walking in, my gear is completely silent. All I have to do is focus on not stepping on sticks and then keeping my head on the swivel for whatever animal so I don't bump anything out. You guys are, if you got all the sticks hanging off this side and that side and carabiners and metal everywhere, you're just, at a certain point, you're gonna make an unnatural noise in the woods, and that's gonna lower your odds. What you wanna do is high percentage things often. The more times you can do high percentage things, it just gives you a better percentage of success, or greater chance of having success. All right, so what I gotta do is get my gear from here and throw it on here, and then we're gonna move through the process, and I'll talk you through some things with the saddle on the tree. First thing I'm dreading is getting this lineman's belt off of my old saddle. Cool, I pulled my lineman's off my other belt. I'm gonna take this opportunity to check for core shot, you know, make sure nothing's jacked up here. I got other videos on safety inspection, so I don't have to run you through all of that here. I'll try to put a card up somewhere on the screen for you to be able to check on how I check my saddle and my ropes for safety. Okay, maybe like an arm's length of rope. Give it a good twist. And I'm gonna kind of create this figure 8 symbol behind and through the face. I'm sure there's a billion ways to attach your lineman's rope, but you're watching my channel, so this is how I do it. So then I'm gonna take this, run it through here. Remember guys, I am right-handed, so I'm gonna attach it to my left side so that I can do all the work with my other side. And then I'm just literally just gonna follow this figure 8 around. Hence why it's called a figure 8. Then it'll terminate down here. Now I just gotta dress this up and get some of the slack back that I created. I think I'm gonna make this a little bit tighter because I don't want it moving around too much. Guys, this setup has worked for me. I am privileged to be able to hunt year round because of the Hawaii laws and because of all the invasive species here. So trust me guys, when I tell you this setup has been silent and super effective for me, just trust me. We got this. All right, so you got your lineman's belt connected, you use a figure 8. We got the carabiner, whatever your attachment method is on the other side. I don't recommend using a rope, man, but it's your prerogative. I recommend going over to Mobile Hunter Prints. They make a Prusik tender that you can use. You can take your Prusik knot, you can take your Prusik tender, you can adjust here. just the same as if you had a Ropeman with no extra metal. If you use PBH10 at checkout, you're gonna get 10% off, but do what you want. But anyways, I'm gonna take this in, clip it on, and then all I'm gonna do is daisy chain it. So I'm gonna grab a bite. I do it the same way every time. I rely on habits and not my memory. There we go, again. And again. Now, what you could do instead of that last one, you could just take that through and then clip here. Boom, so, all right, lineman, check. All right, super simple. I just showed you guys the game on how to daisy chain a rope, so I'm not gonna show you how to daisy chain your tether, but once again, I keep all of this is hanging from my saddle. Clip that here. For my tethers, I don't use any mechanical Ropemans, Madrocks, or anything like that. I'm telling you, Mobile Hunter Prince, PBH10, you're gonna be clean with that Prusik tender. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is get these pouches, because originally Ultralock, when the Ultralock came out, it was known by another name. I can't necessarily remember what that name was, but they switched their names, and these pouches, these Ultralock pouches, came hard mounted. Now, some people were fans, some people wanted the ability to remove those pouches and do whatever they want, right? So you asked, and then Tethrd listened. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna throw these on. Now, I'm debating on if I'm gonna go with the OG pouches, those dump pouches, or if I'm gonna keep these on. I think the OG dump pouches are lighter, but I think these hold more. So I'm gonna go back with this, because these haven't steered me wrong since I've been using them. So, all right, so I gotta throw all of these on here. So for me, you wanna start these from the bottom to the top. I'm not even gonna fool with it. I'm gonna grab the metal piece with my Digit, or with my multi-tool, excuse me. Get all 4 of these going. All right, this last one is a mean bugger. All right, so you probably shouldn't do what I did and use this to pull through, but it is what it is. Just make sure if you're gonna do this, it's at your own risk, don't damage your saddle. All right, so here's what's cool, right? If you've been rocking with Tether throughout the years, from Mantis on, you know, to now, there was a point in time where those dump pouches, like these clips, would kind of work their way out of the moly loops over time. So what some of us started doing was using bungee cord, going from one side to the other to attach it. They keep innovating and honing the edge and making things a lot smoother for the consumer. So here's what's been thrown on, right? You got these little attachment things here as a capture. So I can take this, turn it sideways, throw it right through this loop, and we locked in. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, these are in, these are solid. All right, so you watch me do one, I probably won't let you watch me do the other one. All right, both saddle pouches are on. Boom, it's time to fill these things. All right, if you guys are following my ATC method on how I climb, hang, and rappel down at the end of the hunt, this is how you're gonna wanna stow all of this gear in your saddle pouch. So what I do, I'm a big proponent of figure eighting your ropes, because that bend in the middle that is allowed allows for it to be less bulky and take up less room in your pouch. So I'm gonna hit this with a figure 8. If you've never done this before, if you're brand new watching this, this is all I'm doing. And then this little portion right here is what I'm gonna pinch and fold over. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit of a tail end though. And all I'm gonna do is pinch and fold over. That's gonna fit nicely in this main pocket. Okay. So that there is done. And then I like to have this method already tied up and everything ready to go right here. All right, so real quick, this isn't a tutorial on this. I have plenty of videos on how to do it, but this is how I will store this in here. So when I get to the tree, so simple. If this was the tree, this is my DMM pivot ATC. This is the side that my hand will be braking on. This is the side that's to the tree. Carabiner, it's gonna go right here, lock that in. I'm gonna tie my sway bitch. Feel free to binge the content if you need to know how to tie a sway bitch. I have all of that there. To all my folks who do not saddle hunt and you guys are in climbers and you're a ladder stands, thank you guys for watching, because I'm assuming since you don't climb like this or hunt like this, you're just watching for entertainment, and for that, I am grateful that this is able to provide some value to your life.
Are you not entertain? Is this not why you are here?
Okay, so I have the main portion you guys saw me put in that pouch. The secondary portion that I'm gonna be attaching to the tree when it's time for me to hunt, I deploy that, I keep that here. Now I do keep my Delta Quick Link unscrewed. And that's one of the reasons why I like to keep this in a separate section, because this allows for this to not get all tangled up in here with this unscrewed. On this loop over here on the right side is where I keep my auto block, right? This is so I can have something that'll stop if I have to go hands-free with my ATC. So I have a swayage up top, ATC, and then I have this auto block down here on my hip as well. So simple, I store that, I'll clip this in, and literally all I do is just rotate it around itself. Very, very simple, done. That is there, ready to go. Now, this right here, this portion that we're gonna do next, right? How I organize my actual dump pouch is what I feel like makes or breaks people's hunts. The organization of this other pouch here is really what separates you. Okay, over here in this side pouch, the first thing I like to do here is my pull-up rope. That's for my bow, and then I also use that to get my rope down at the end of the hunt, and then this gear hanger. So maybe this will be a couple part series, because then maybe I'll show you guys how I take all of this that I set up in the saddle and then my step-by-step process when I approach the tree. So this is a creature comfort thing, the back band. So this is kind of at the bottom of my pack. Spare headlamp, my GoPro that I have up there for that second angle, that's also down here near the bottom of the pack. Guys, I keep a spare release on me. I've never dropped my release out of the tree, but I know the moment that I don't bring it, the moment something may happen. So this stays out the bottom of my pack. I've never had to use it, but it's there just in case. Okay, in this main pouch, right, the last thing I put in is this ring of steps, because when I get to this main portion, this is gonna be the first thing that I'm taking out of this pouch. Okay, now lastly, I'm the type of person, I like these suspenders. I don't know if it's because I watched Family Matters growing up and Steve Urkel got me or whatnot, but really the fact that I can load this out with all of my gear, I really don't need a full-size backpack. You guys have been watching for a while. You know I use like a fanny pack style, really just for a jacket, water bottle, some snacks, and my one stick clips on the bottom of that. So with this extra weight that I like to put on my saddle, I'm rocking with the suspenders to make sure I don't have to deal with any sag going in and out of the woods. First thing I'm gonna do is just roll this over here. Just to keep it simple, I'm gonna just do a 1-for-1 like I was tuning a bow or throwing new strings on. And here, we'll pull these off here. One. That was one, and here is two. Actually, I'm gonna fix this one because I got this one a little twisted up back here. There we go. That's set up there. Now I need the suspender portion for the front. All right, I got my fully loaded Tethrd Carnivore 2-panel with suspenders, completely ready and loaded out. Okay, I have almost everything I need to climb, hang, and hunt. The only thing I do not have right here is my one stick. With my one stick and this right here, my platform method that I normally use is in my pouch. I need my one stick to get up the tree. My Rappel rope and everything is here. All of that is in here, right? So if you're the type that don't bring a lot of gear, really, if you rock these suspenders, I could even fit a water bottle in here. Check it out. I have plenty of room left. Okay, you remember that scene from Step Brothers or whatever? All the room for activities. There's plenty of room for activities in here. I can throw a water bottle in here. I can throw some snacks in here. You can be as big back as you want to be in this saddle. All right, so after that, let's go ahead and throw this thing on and hop over to the tree. Okay, everything that I need to get up the tree is on me right now. I got my one stick, ring of steps here, Rappel rope here. I can get 40 feet in a tree if I wanted to with just this. So I could literally, if you were that type, have this in one hand, my bow in the other hand, and walk in. All right, so right now I'm just trying to, you know, like if you had that uncle that had that old box Chevy or Cutlass. You know, he had a certain way that he drove, that he rode in his car. Right now, in a new saddle, it's like getting a new vehicle, and I'm just figuring out what's most comfortable for me. I'm in single panel mode right now. I guess right now this would be the same feel of a Predator within a single panel. So if you hunt off of a Phantom, this is kind of what you can expect. We have these rad buttons here. I'm gonna pull my weight off of the saddle, and it's just this little plunger thing. I'm gonna pull, detach one, pull, detach the other. And I'm just gonna slide it down a little bit. And now, that's actually pretty crazy. So that's cupping all the way down here. And then this top portion, if I want, I can even pull it up there. And then you just adjust to how you see fit. All right, so right now I'm in 2-panel mode. I'm super chilling right now. Now, if I really want, I can add this another level of comfort with my back band. I still got the original OG one. I do have the more up-to-date one, but I don't know, I just like this one. At this point, with a back band and a 2-panel saddle, I'm legit in a recliner. You remember those old school beach chairs that like you see in those like 80s movies? This is kind of the vibe that it's giving me. I can lounge back as much as I want. I can bring the 2-panel down some and just have it overlap the other one. I can adjust the top one, or I can adjust this bottom one as I see fit. My initial impressions too is this is like a person who likes to sit. This is like a dream for them. Instead of having the comfort channel things that you had on the previous models, on this one, you have these grommets here that allow this bridge has these 4 different connection points. The theory behind it is it should take away hot spots. If you start to have hot spots, you can adjust where the pressure is on your saddle or on your hip. But anyways, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come up, and basically to break this girth hitch, I just pull up on this little tab here. It's gonna allow me to adjust here back and forth, and you just play with it, right? You figure out where you like to hang at. Nobody can tell you in your car how you like to recline your seat. It's the same way, but this thing rolls pretty smooth. And then essentially you just put your weight back in it when it's time. Same thing on the other side. Super simple, super easy. Hopefully this video was informational or entertaining for you guys. I told you everything to do when you get a brand new saddle out of the box. You need to inspect it, how you load it out, how you put your ropes and gear and all that stuff in the bag. If it was helpful at all, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single upload. Hey, I got merch. I have merch. Hats are live. Link is in the description. Get you about 30 of them minimum. If you don't know how to spell the channel, it's P-R-I-V-I-L-E-G-E-D. We know you know how to spell bow hunter. We love y'all. Peace.